Alright guys, this is Ronmower and I'm doing another live stream of Super Street Fighter 2 because, the first one was fun to do, but this one's going to be better because I'll have a co-commentator with me. And also in the last one you couldn't hear the background music, and hopefully I fixed that this time. And I'm going to try to get Ravenous Spectre here to join me in commentary here in just a moment. Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
Greetings and salutations, we are live.
Awesome.
Alright, so let me get started here. Hey Nick, how's it going?
Let's see here. Getting into media. There we go. Just let me know if the volume is a little too loud in the background or something, and I'll turn it down. I try to get it low enough to where I can hear it, but also low enough to hopefully it will bother the stream.
Okay. Wow, I love this intro right here.
Yeah. Super Street Fighters?
Yeah, for the SNES.
Oh, okay. I remember I had played this a good bit back on the SNES. I kind of pretty much just played by myself for the most part, because I guess I didn't really have many friends at that point in time when I was younger to be able to play this, but now, considering life has changed and I've gotten older, that was actually another reason why I was kind of looking more into fighting games again, and another reason why I picked up a couple of them on some pickups here recently. I got a $5 a piece. Used to have them back in the day. I said, well, if I go ahead and get back on the train again with fighting games I used to like, then I could probably rekindle my passion for it. But I came to the perfect point where I'm not going to be buying any type of fighting games brand new, like Tekken 7 is supposed to be coming out, but there's no way that, knowing how I am with fighting games, they're kind of very niche to me, kind of like how PC gaming is. Like, I'll only play multiplayer on PC, I won't bother with anything else since I'm mainly a console guy. But when it boils down to fighting games that we have, just at this point, so wait until they're like dirt cheap, and if they interest me, then I'll go ahead and probably jump on them and do some co-op kind of thing.
Yeah. Bruce Lee right here. Fei Long, one of the new challengers. I remember seeing this, first heard about this game in Nintendo Power Magazine. Did you subscribe to that back then?
No, sure did. I had picked up a few of the magazines in the past, but I was never subscribed to it or anything. I was subscribed. I think I was subscribed to EGM.
Yeah.
At one point, and what was it? GamePro? Yeah, GamePro.
Yeah, GamePro was cool.
Yeah, both of those, but that was pretty much it. But I pretty much just kind of bought them out in stores. I subscribed a little later on down the road for a certain period of time.
Yeah, I remember first hearing about this game, and I forgot exactly which issue it was. It was in '93, I know that, because they would talk about this game in the arcades. And I was like, whoa, there's a Super Street Fighter coming out? And look at this. 4 new characters? What? And I went crazy because I was a huge fanboy of Street Fighter back then. And now you got Super Street Fighter with 4 new characters. And I just lost it, and I wanted to play it so bad. And I played it at a ST2K convenience store. With my dad would have me play for a few minutes before I helped him at his job. And I was like 13 years old, and so I got to play that for a few minutes, and it was cool. And, man, and then when it finally came to home consoles in '94, I think summer '94, I couldn't buy it for the longest time. I had to freaking borrow it or rent it. And then finally, Christmas '94, I got my own copy. But when I first heard this game, I just lost it. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me! This is freaking awesome. And I just looking at the arcade cabinet, and I was like Homer Simpson looking at a donut. Oh. Oh man, I gotta play it.
Yeah, yeah, it was kind of one of those times in gaming where it where you with the Mortal Kombat crowd, the Street Fighter crowd, like you had mentioned last night, and I was mainly along the Mortal Kombat crowd. So I just like a little bit of top cartoony violence and fatalities and just overall atmosphere. But I still like Street Fighter. But I guess to me, Mortal Kombat just had more of that panache for me. I guess that's the term in terms of trying to compare between that and Street Fighter.
Yeah, I personally love Street Fighter better, and I forgot to set the turbo stars before I started the game. Dang it.
The thing is, it was so funny back then in the '90s when it helped fighting games because you had people who would always either come up with legit secrets and codes, or those that were just rumors. People believed them to be that, for them to believe them to be real, and they would try to do all they could to try to unlock them. Some of them, which really some of them weren't. It just made me think, how in the world did they manage to come up with this stuff? How did they manage to find this stuff out? Because, obviously we didn't have the internet didn't come out until like the mid '90s or something like that. So back in the early '90s, it's like some way somehow people were getting inside sources from somewhere, because it's not. You'd always have to wait for them to show up in the magazines. We're always hearing about by word of mouth, and it's crazy how people manage to find these various secrets and things so early in a fighting game's lifetime when it first come out in the arcades.
Yeah, right. I remember sharing codes with people and classrooms. Oh, you know the code to do this, and there's a code to get like I think 10 stars, 10 turbo stars in here. Yeah. Oh no, not a code. You just push. I think keep pushing forward on the D-pad or D-pad number 2. I forgot. Because I told this story before. When I was 14, my friend's daughter, who was like 2 or 3, accidentally figured out a trick where you can get all those stars in super turbo mode. And I'm Facebook friends with her to this day. She's in her 20s now, and I tell her about that. And of course, she's too young to remember, but she laughed and said, "That sounds like me, because I would always want to pick up controllers at random when I was a kid and start playing a game." And she found that out. So we found out that trick through a 3-year-old. And that was a funny Street Fighter story.
Yeah. Yeah, because there was what were some of the fighting game codes back in the day? There was one about Reptile back in Mortal Kombat. There was some like I think like on the pit stage you saw some type of silhouette or something across the room. You had to do some type of move to be able to access the fight for him or something like that. And then there was there was some other ones talking about how you could play as Goro in the arcade version, or Shang Tsung.
Yeah.
I'd have to actually pick up a list for it or something. I don't know. There might be some of those actually online.
Oh, my car. Yeah. I remember hearing those rumors, and someone told me a rumor. Me and my friend were playing outside the park one day, and we saw this random kid. He's like, "Yeah, I got Mortal Kombat. Here's a code to you can do a finishing move, or play as Goro and do a finishing move where you can see their intestines hanging out and all that stuff." I was like, "Whoa, cool!"
Yeah.
Me and my friend went inside and tried it. It didn't work. We ran back outside to look for him. He was gone. I was like, "Man, we got pwned."
Oh, jeez. I'm trying to see if I can probably find a list of them here, because I just wondered maybe if I can find some for interesting discussion. They gotta be out there somewhere. I'm trying to see if I can find some. Because I can remember a few in my mind, but I don't know if they were real or if they were just fake. Yeah, because obviously we talked about the magazine at first, how you find codes in there, but you have to wait like every month for that to happen before you get a new issue that came out.
Yeah. Beat.
I'm not really finding what I need to find here, which is kind of crazy. I feel like you're right. But, oh well. Was this giving me different like cheats and codes? Or was doing it for like just the '90s in general? Just like talking about cheats and codes and cheat devices. How to do fighting games.
Yeah. Oh, give me another quarter. Hurry, give me another quarter. Give me another quarter. Oh.
Yeah, speaking of which, back in the early 90s, there was, I don't know what fighting game it was, but it was me, one of my friends at the time, and my dad, and we went out to the mall. And this is back when arcades was really big in the 90s as well. And I was playing a fighting game with a friend of mine, and he quit, and then I played with my dad, and he quit, and some other random guy came up and started playing with me. And I ended up losing, and I'm like, oh, we'll forget it. You know, I forgot what I had said. I walked on off, and me and my friend and my dad were walking on off, and my friend mentioned something to me, like he ended up hearing a guy say something about me, about something about my fighting style, or if I had a problem with him or something like that. I'm just like, whatever, man. Just go ahead and leave. It's a freaking game, crying out loud. It's just like, man, it's like, man, you thought that the gaming community nowadays is cannibalistic. It was just as cannibalistic back then too.
Wait, was he mad because you beat him?
I don't think I beat him. Honestly, I think I lost, but I can't remember what I had said or what I had done. But I guess he just took offense to me, you know. But whatever.
Man, I remember at Target it had Street Fighter 2, the World Warrior on display, and I was beating people left and right. And then an old friend of mine walked up to me and said, "You need to listen to somebody else play." I said, "No. How about somebody beat me first, knock me off my pedestal, then I'll gracefully bow out and step down." I mean, don't get mad at me because I'm whooping all y'all. And I remember facing somebody one time, and I used E-Honda. I picked E-Honda. He goes, "Oh, he's sorry," but he found out he was not so sorry if you know how to use him. And I used to face this other kid. He used to come over, and as you're playing him, he makes those sound effects. And that was so annoying. I wanted to tell him, "Kid, shut up. Just play the game. You have to go every time." So stupid and annoying. And there was this other friend of mine. We were talking trash to each other in 7th grade science class, and I said, "No, man, I'll whoop you Street Fighter." "No, I'll whoop you." "Well, no, my friends think I'm good." And he goes, "Well, my friends think I'm good too." So we spent the night, and I totally pwned him. And he couldn't do anything. Like all he could do is like I'm getting whooped right here. That's pretty much how I whooped him. He couldn't do any special moves, no Hadokens or anything. Just almost like weak kicks, crouching in the corner, trying to get a cheap victory. He couldn't do anything, and I totally pwned him. He was, "Oh well, you are good." I was like, "I told you." And I ain't trying to totally brag myself here because I'm not the best in the world. My friend Brian, who I try to get to join in commentary, man, he's good. He faced Swindle on one of the old ST2K shows, 2007. They're on camera fighting in I think this game right here. He was pretty good. He's also a master of Street Fighter 3, and Venom 22 was pretty good. When I used to have private tournaments in my apartment, it was me and him in the finals, and he pretty much beat me quickly with Chun-Li. I mean, and then of course there's people in the worldwide tournaments you see on YouTube, man. There are some out there that are just so good at Street Fighter. Ooh, using sorry T-Hawk here. I just like to pick the next person in line and see who I can actually beat the game with. That's how you should always do it back in the day. Ah, come on. Yay! Yay! Come on. T-Hawk, get some rhythm. There we go. No, no. Who's your favorite character in this game?
Honestly, gosh, I don't think I ever necessarily had a real favorite, but I kind of lean more towards either Wampa or Guile, I believe.
Yeah.
Kind of along those lines. I think I was more towards Wampa because I just liked his look against electricity attack.
Yeah. When I was a noob, Dalsim was easy to use because you stretch his arms out. And I was a kid. Yeah. It depends on who looked cool, who looked dangerous. Blanca and Dalsim looked like they could do some damage, but once I actually learned how to play, I realized Ryu and Ken are pretty much the best ones to use. Ugh. Love Ryu stays back here in music and yeah, this game. The only thing I touched upon this last night. The only thing I hate about this game is that stupid announcer. Round.
Yeah, especially those in the '90s. Those were something special. Those computer ass voices.
Round one, fight. You win. Ballark versus Cammy.
Walmart. Yeah, they were always pretty cheap. I gotta admit.
Oh, double count out. Last night, if you've seen the tournament battle modes that the CPU was doing, and in the tournament battle mode, when there's a double KO, first player wins by default and advances. And I think that's a little cheap because there should be like a rematch or something. I understand there has to be a winner, but come on. Oh, there we go. Ah. Oh, I got him.
So I never actually asked you this before. I thought about it, but just, I guess it never came to mind. What is some consoles that you own, or you just kind of mainly play on ROMs for the most part right now?
I mainly play on ROMs, but I used to own. I mean, I had a collection, but I had to sell it because of financial reasons. But financial reasons. But I mean, I didn't want to, but I had to make a down payment on an apartment. Right now I just have the PS1 and I think top loader NES. Back in the day, I used to have SNES, GameCube, PS2. Oh, I have a PS3 right now. I still have the Master System. And I used to have Game Boy Advance. Yeah, I think that's all I can remember off the top of my head. Oh yeah, I had a GameCube also. And I had a Genesis.
So do you really have any of those anymore?
No, not anymore.
Okay. That's kind of like how it was, especially back in the '90s as well, where my dad he ran into some financial issues as well, and I had to actually take my PlayStation at the time, or my N64, because I had both of those, especially the Dreamcast I had at the time. And he would turn around and pawn us, and he could get money out of it. He always said, I don't remember that, to buy them out, and get them out of pawning him, and a couple times, and he did. But then there was once or twice when he didn't, and they got sold, and so
Come on.
some of the games that I had, especially nowadays, are like really expensive online, so it's like I'm building back up my collection again. But some of them I refuse to buy because they're so expensive. It's ridiculous. It's like I have Ravenous Spectre on the PS1, which is a great fighting game, and that is like online, man. I saw it for anywhere between like $40 to $80. Well, actually, I think it was like $50 to $80, and I'm like, no, so I'm not doing that. And there have been like some other ones as well that I had that are like expensive nowadays, and they either haven't come out on additional release or you can't find them elsewhere. Like for example, Star Ocean: The Second Story, which is a great RPG on the PS1. It's like anywhere between like $20 to $35, I think last I seen. But I lucked out one day when I managed to find out it was on PSP, and I got them probably maybe about like I think $10 a piece or something like that. So I grabbed up both of them because one of them is actually a remake of the Super Nintendo Star Ocean that came out. So I was like, oh, that's great. I managed to find both of these at really decent prices. So yeah, like it's just like some of those games back then, man. I wish that they could either get re-released or remastered or remade or something to be able to have a more decent price point on it, because there's just scalpers out there that just try to rip you off.
Yeah.
And I'm not down with that. I won't handle none of that. I'd rather not have it at all than have it on my conscience. Like, oh my God, I ended up spending this much on a game when actually, it might quote unquote be rare, but anybody can say anything to be rare just to try to make some extra cash out of someone.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very cautious when it comes to doing purchases and seeing what's what. I know my prices, and I know if you end up, it's like I was having a discussion with my girlfriend today about it. We were talking about games. If I know that it's brand new, obviously it's going to be like the usual AAA price point, $60, or any price that's a developer would put on the title, or $40 to $50, or $10 to $50, whatever the case may be if they're indie. But yes, if I end up finding something that I know that's been out for a long period of time, and I know that it's not rare, and I know that the price is just BS, and I'm like, nope, I know what that's going to do. So I'm like, extract this extra cash out of someone. So, I'm just like, you're selling it at this price of what you think it should be, or what it really should be. Do your research and all of that. If you don't, people either are uneducated in the fact of knowing how much it should actually be, are just going to flat out buy it, or people who know aren't going to buy it. So yeah, I'm a bit of a collector, but I'm not like some of those YouTubers on there that just collect for just collection purposes. I'm not like that at all. If I'm not going to play it, I'm not going to buy it. That's not going to happen. I just see some of these collections. I'm just like, oh my god! I can't imagine it. I can't imagine just from my perspective being able to have all of that clutter. If it isn't a system that has games that I feel like I'm worth playing, I'm just not going to bother.
Yeah. Man, I'm trying to beat Ryu right here. Ah! Ah, come on. Ah. Finally got him. As I said in the, we talked briefly about Street Fighter the movie and how you said you hated it. I can see why people hate it, but I made a little what do you call it, a little note about the actor that plays Balrog. He was also in DJ, you idiot, kick the bricks. He was also the same actor that played as one of the two FBI agents in the original Die Hard, Agent Johnson, and he also played as a cop in the first two Lethal Weapon movies, and he also plays Ranger Gervait's brother in Walker, Texas Ranger.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, his name is Grand L. Bush. Oh, India now.
You can pick out some of these actors and actresses in these video game-related movies and see them in other movies and whatnot. It's just like that chick who played as Sonya in the first Mortal Kombat film went and played in whatever that Adam Sandler movie was. I forgot what it was called. The one where he goes back, Billy Madison.
Oh, Billy Madison. Oh, that's her?
Yeah.
That's her?
Yeah, that's her. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. But go back and think of it now. Yeah, that is right. I did not know that.
Yeah, yep, that was her. It's just like, which I was actually having a discussion with my girlfriend a few nights ago that she was watching the first Mortal Kombat, because she said she'd never seen it before and she hadn't seen the second one. I said, well, here's the thing. I said, if you want to watch it, go ahead. I said, but the first one to me is better than the second one. I said, the second one is, the first one has a bit of cheese to it, but the second one is just the worst, especially when they start the movie out with three characters that aren't even the same actors for crying out loud. It was just stupid. And the way it ended in the first one, it went straight into the second one the same way, but the actors weren't the same. And I said, that's where it was totally pulled out of proportion. I said, they shouldn't even have made it if that was the case, if they were going to have the same actors. So, but the second one was just, so the first one was pretty good. That's why I only like the first one. I don't bother with the second one. The second one's going to just laugh at me, just like I said about the Street Fighter movie.
Yeah, the second Mortal Kombat movie is so stupid. They said Raiden and Shao Kahn are not brothers. Or Raiden and Shao Kahn.
No, they're not. No.
And in the movie, they made them have them be brothers. Like, no, idiots. Jeez, man, really? And in Street Fighter the movie, they had Charlie. Blanca's the character Blanca was Charlie, Guile's best friend that Bison killed in the jungle. But in the movie, they had Blanca and Charlie be the same person. Like, no, that's not how it works. What the heck?
Yeah, exactly.
Even the actor, I think the director was the same guy that directed Die Hard movies. and he had his son help him out and directing the game or the movie based off video game storylines or something like that. Well, his son, either his son don't know anything about Street Fighter or his dad ignored a lot of his advice.
The thing that I hated about also the second Mortal Kombat movie was the fact that obviously they ended up getting a different actor for driving. And what was it like? Maybe in the middle of the movie, it was either near the middle of the movie or near the end of it or something. He got like this like transformation or got a makeover or something, and he got his hair cut short. I'm like, that's pretty stupid. I was like, you're trying to make him look like some type of GQ magazine cover model Playboy something.
Wait, who?
Like, this dude's supposed to be like the God of Thunder, and you're supposed to try to make him look like he's badass or whatever, and he just, oh my gosh. I remember when I first saw it, I said, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Mortal Kombat ain't about being GQ and being pretty, it's about being dirty and boring.
Yeah, unless you're Johnny Cage.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, why isn't these movies could have been rated R? You know, they were only rated PG-13. I said, that doesn't make sense. Knowing the overall content, knowing the overall content of the games.
Yeah, stupid. Yes. All right, Ball Larg is next.
How do you have the audio right now? Is it like it was last time, or is it different?
Hopefully it's better last time. I actually tested, did a better job in testing this time. So hopefully people can hear the actual background music.
All right.
Come on. Yeah, man, I remember in the World Warriors, the bosses were so much harder.
Yeah, they were.
Oh.
It's just like you were talking about earlier about Street Fighter, about the newest one that came out with 4 new fighters and all that. How that was like a really big thing for us back in the day. It's like earlier I ended up picking up Dragon's Dogma Dark Offensive, which is actually like a revamped version of the original game. It has the original game in it. It has like a whole lot of extra stuff on it. I got it at a really good deal. And I think it was like one of those games where I was like, you know, I got near the end of it and I couldn't find a way to get through it, so I had given up on it and I had sold it like an idiot. So then I went and got a revamped version. I got it at a really good deal, and I was like, yeah, this goes to show that you shouldn't just turn around and just end up, there's something you know you're going to play in the future. Don't sell it if you don't have to, kind of thing, because then you might regret it and want to pick it back up again later on down the road. So that's how it was for me when I saw it there. I don't know, I can't remember all the extra stuff that it had in it, but I said, I want to go ahead and jump back on this again. Because they're actually supposed to, I think, have like the Dragon's Dogma Online coming out for PS4 and probably Xbox One and PC or something. And everybody is hoping that maybe they'll end up releasing like a remastered version on the consoles, because it also ended up recently getting released on PC, like, I don't know, some odd months ago. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes original games, they end up having something really good come out, like some extra stuff that come out for it. And depending on the price, or if you've never played it before, it can sometimes make it worth it, and sometimes it just feels like you're getting ripped off.
Yeah. I remember Vendor 22 used to buy games and sell them. I said, man, don't do that. You're going to regret it. Nah, not really. When I get bored with them, I sell them. I'm like, all right, you might regret it.
Yeah, you would. You probably would have. I mean, if there is any real valid reason for you to really get rid of them, I mean, you should really just hang on to them, because you never know if you may end up coming across a rare title one day that you can turn around and sell for a whole heck of a lot more money. You know, not scalp people, just be real with the price. You know, because some people, I can understand certain prices for certain games if they're rare, but some of them are just way out there, and I'm like, that, you know, I can understand you want a certain set price, but don't just try to rip people off. I mean, come on, man. Why are you going to pay like $100 for a cartridge game that came came out on the SNES and extended not even really that rare. You know, especially considering the fact that some of those games are getting released on the Nintendo eShop are much cheaper now. And you can just go in there and get the digital version. I mean, yeah, there's a difference between having digital and physical. But honestly, if you're going to choose between, say, paying $10 over $100, which one are you really going to choose when you have the system?
Yeah.
So, and I don't understand why it is that when this happens, how it is that some of these scalpers think they can still buy with this stuff, and there's people out there who just go and get the digital version, and they ain't got to go and pay that price. So why is it that they aren't dropping down the price of the physical version? I mean, I figured it would be teaching a lesson, especially like Earthbound finally came out on the Nintendo eShop on the Wii. I thought that the price would drop down the physical version of that. What I've seen, that's not the case. Especially the ST2K, which is like one of the greatest RPGs ever on the PS1. They released that digitally, I think, for like $10 or something on PSN. But you know, online, that daggone thing is like anywhere from, I think, from what I last saw, $70 to $120. I'm like, nope, that's not happening.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to sell my collection for a real valid reason. I didn't want to either, but and Star Soldier had to sell a lot of his stuff too.
Yeah, that always, you know, just sometimes you can't help stuff like that. You know, it sucks, but just, you gotta do what you gotta do to live and whatnot. That's just how it is. You know, I've been there before myself, so it's it's a thing. But that's the way that it goes with life. It really sucks. You always hope that there's always going to be a big turnaround later on down the road for you, and later on down the line. Never give up hope. Just keep pushing on, and eventually you'll probably end up reaching that pinnacle once again to be able to get back into getting what you had previously. And you may end up finding better deals on the like such as garage sales or markets and whatnot. You're on like the quest to try to get that inflation back and get it back.
Yeah. Cammy took Varl to Suplex City there.
Suplex City.
I hate this part. Always miss at least one right here. And one of them you hit, it don't break. And I was like, oh, come on, that's cheap. Vega. Sabio Vega.
So what's like the main genres that you mainly play? I mean, I know I've seen you play Zelda, which is kind of like basically along the lines of being an action RPG.
I always thought of Zelda as like a adventure game, but mainly my personal favorite ones to play is platformers like Mega Man or side-scrolling fighting like Streets of Rage, along those lines.
Yeah, it's really neat because like you mentioned about those Zelda series being like an adventure game. And a lot of people always have that discussion. They're like, well, is this like an RPG or an action RPG, or is it like an adventure game, or is it a mixture? I guess that's one thing that's good about the way Nintendo ended up handling the Zelda franchise. It's just the fact that they can mix these genres together, and it's almost like it creates a new genre in ways. It gets people guessing and talking about, well, what type of genre does this one really fall into place to? But it's just like you mentioned, it almost seems like it's a mixture of where it can be considered adventure, it can be considered action / RPG as well, as the fact that finding various weapons and items and being able to utilize them in different environmental puzzles and leveling up in terms of getting part containers and things of that nature. So it can pretty much be a mixture there.
Suplex City, jeez. Come on, do the Rick Steiner or Scott Steiner Frankensteiner here. Oh. Ah, that was a close one. Man, that was lame. Whenever the countdown to game over screen, when you hit start to continue, the camera just goes, yeah. All right, that's lame. Come on, be more creative like everybody else. All right, now big butt chin Bison versus Vega. And the cage match. He's ripped the cage door. That's gotta be Kane.
That's gotta be Kane.
Vega gets beat, sounds like saying Guile. Guile, Guile, Guile. You're a liar. What do you mean I'm a liar? Well, you don't tell the truth. That's what a liar. You don't tell the truth. That's what a liar is, King. Is that your face? Did your neck throw up? Or what was the one I posted? Dang, what I posted yesterday? Talking about I'm sorry. I shouldn't say you're ugly. I guess the politically correct term is facially challenged. And another one he said was, you people are so ugly that when you look in the mirror, your reflections throw up. Oh, I just totally pwned Vega with Bison. ECW. Uh-oh, Sagat. Love Sagat's track right here. Remember when Bison made fun of Sagat in the movie? He goes, I guess you couldn't see that, could you? Oh, I got pwned by Sagat. What Street Fighter game was your personal favorite?
Honestly, the ones that I have really played, I mean, I haven't played them all, but I think maybe would fall in place within the Alpha series, because I like the gameplay mechanics and how fast-paced the gameplay was, and the graphics were just gorgeous at the time.
Yeah.
So it's probably within the Alpha series. I mean, I haven't played any of the new ones or nothing like that. But yeah, especially with the new Street Fighter, they wanted to oh my gosh, wanted you to pay $60 for a game that wasn't even half done. They wanted to release these updates over time and this DLC and all this crap. I don't care who tries to defend that. That's cool. That is absolutely cool to pay $60 for something that was not complete. And I'm entirely against that. If they were going to go and want people to buy that game, and it was only going to have a certain amount of content on it, it should have been half price, if not cheaper, maybe $15 to $20 or something like, hey, you can go ahead and buy this now and play what we got, and then over time we'll end up releasing more of these modes. I don't care who tries to defend that, man. That is a rip-off. I couldn't believe they've done that. Of course, everybody now is trying to praise it because, it's got all these extra modes. Yeah, you know what? Those weren't available at launch. They were probably either locked away on the disc or maybe they just weren't even out at that point in time and they were just patched in or something. No, I'm not down for that at all. That is just a complete rip-off.
Yeah.
No matter how big of a fan, the way I see it is, no matter how big of a fan you are of a series, when you're getting BS'd, you're getting BS'd, and some people just won't accept that, and they just want to be like, oh, well, I'm going to support these people no matter what. Well, that's where you're pretty much you're screwing yourself out of money, and overall, in the long run, I think deep down inside, they feel regret and remorse for the fact that they ended up buying this certain game to support this company that won't even give them the full experience.
Yeah.
So, that's my 2 cents on it. I hate the way game companies try to nickel and dime people sometimes nowadays. It's DLC crap and all this other crap. I hate it.
Yeah. Last night we talked about Capcom milking the franchise.
Yeah, that's exactly what they were doing. That's precisely what they were doing. That's what it is right here. And it seems like that's kind of one of the things that happens, especially with fighting games too. It's like, oh, go ahead, buy this game. But we have like half the roster, and you have to buy it $2 a pop, and we're going to release like 2 of each month or something like that. What the piss? Are you kidding me? You mean to tell me, like say back in the day or something, when you play a fighting game, you can unlock everything probably within a month's time if you play it properly, instead of having to wait for the DLC and all this other crap like it is nowadays. It's ridiculous. It truly is. That's why you always have to be very cautious and always vote with the wallet when it comes to stuff like this.
Yeah.
Like the DLC nowadays, if it's DLC that is really, what's the word I'm looking for? That's really up to par and actually meaty. Like, say, for example, The Witcher 3, the 2 big quest expansions that had come out, those came out months between each other. They came out months between each other and also in between the big game. Now that I can understand, at least in the price. They weren't like, oh, we're going to release the game this week, and then the very next week we're going to release the DLC after you already spent $60. And if you already spent $10 in this one, we could have included the game previously, but no, we want to rip you off out of money. No, sorry, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Not doing it. There's a way to handle DLC and there's a way not to handle it. And this nickel and dime stuff can just die in a fire.
Yeah. Alright, beat the game with Bison. And it said, right there in the ending, it said something about, even the Ancient One wasn't brave enough to challenge him. Huh, Bruce Lee? I wonder who he's talking about right there.
Not a clue.
ECW number 1. Alright, time to watch the CPU go at it in tournament mode. Tournament battle was so fun back then. I loved it. Whether it be CPU or you're playing alone or multiple people in the tournament battle with your friends, man, that was fun. Ken versus Blanca, England. Hey, that stupid voice. Bring back the old announcer. Round 1. Fight. Yo, win. Perfect. I love Cammy's stage and music here. Oh, Blanca with a shocking experience against Ken. Did you play Super Street Fighter 2 that often in the arcade?
No, I didn't. I think it was only like a couple times. I think the last time I actually really played a big type of fighting game had to deal with probably maybe the first or second Killer Instinct. I believe that was a lot of fun to play in arcades.
Yeah. I never played Killer Instinct in the arcades, only played the home console. But I did play mainly like Street Fighter 2 and then Super Street Fighter 2, and I tried to play Mortal Kombat in the arcade at a Walmart arcade cabinet in Walmart, and man, I was playing. I think I picked Kano. I was trying to jump. I don't know if the joystick was messed up or me just not being good with arcade sticks, but man, I couldn't get Kano to do anything, and I just wasted my quarters. Like, man, what the, he didn't even do anything. This is lame. Ugh. And I first rented Mortal Kombat for Genesis. I thought it was boring because that's because I didn't know any of the finishing moves or how to do any special moves. But then once I actually learned the finishing moves, or friends told me in school, then I rented it again. And I'm like, all right, now this is more fun. Now that I know the finishing moves and stuff, and the dollar code and the blood code, now we're talking. Vega got beat by Guile. It should have a hair versus hair match. Johnny Cage versus Guile. Since they both love their hair. Now you got E Honda versus E Honda. What character were you best with?
Which game?
This one.
Well, there's like I mentioned before, it was either Blanca or Guile. I never been a person to practice in fighting games. I never was. I just got on there and just beat up other friends of mine or just mess around with it. It was just kind of something for me to mess around with. I never got too deep into fighting games. And it's crazy because I don't understand why it was that fighting games were such a big thing for me back then in the day. Because it's not, to me, I guess in the long run when I look back on it, it's not like it was something that was extremely in-depth, at least from my perspective, and what I played of it or what I got out of it. And I guess that's when I started to know more about RPGs in the 90s and got more into those. I was like, yeah, this is definitely a genre I'm going to be following for sure. But fighting games was just kind of something for me to tinker around with for the most part.
Yeah. My friend Brian, man, that's all he would do. I don't know if he still does it today, but that's all he would do is practice in these street fighting games. Practice, practice, practice. I mentioned in last night's stream, I was at my old college I went to. They had a tournament for Capcom versus SNK 2 for PS2, and I entered that tournament, and it was double elimination. I won my first match, lost the second one, and the third one, it was a loser's bracket, and me and this guy, it was down to the wire, but I barely beat him. And then and then the next match I was in, I lost. So that was fun, and the guy that I ended up beating in the losers bracket, he freaking is a friend, the brother of Brian, and I didn't know that. Like I met him years later, like almost 5 years later. I met him and we talked about that tournament. I said, "Wait a minute, you were in that tournament?" And then we eventually discovered that who we were, that we played each other in that losers bracket. So that was funny. NECW. Dun, 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 dun. I like how the initials ECW at the top of the screen.
I'll be right back just 1 second.
Alright. Whoa, whoa. Alright, semifinal. Blanca versus Guile. Nope, Guile, you gotta fight your old best friend that was mutated to a monster. Jeez. ECW. So we got Owen Hart in the background.
Yep, rest in peace, Owen. Or actress, or I think I look at that. I actually got a quick question about that. Maybe you could shine some light on this. Speaking of the whole Owen Hart situation, when I saw the pay-per-view where Owen Hart had died. I saw it. It's like he had an interview, and then they showed a recap package of him, and then they ended up showing the ring again, showing that he failed. Okay, did he Do you know if he died in the ring or if he died on the way to the hospital or died at the hospital? Because from what I had heard, he actually had died either at the hospital or on the way there. And like the very next week, I was in English class, and for some odd reason, I don't know how this topic was brought up. My English teacher had brought up what had happened to him, and she was talking about how vile and disgusting the WWF was at the time for them allowing the show to go on. They didn't quit it or nothing like that. And I'm thinking, well, you know, it's probably a really hard choice to make when you're dealing with God knows how many thousands of people in an arena, and you don't know if somebody's dead just yet, and you just continue on with the show. I mean, you can't just, honestly, to me, you can't just stop the show because you don't know how that would affect everybody else in the arena. And at the time, from what I had heard, they didn't know whether or not he was dead at that point in time. Do you really know if he died in the ring or was it later on?
He died later on, and JR was.
Yeah, so she was wrong.
Yeah, JR was the one that announced it. But I think what they should have done was they should. I thought they were going to announce it to everybody else in the arena, but they didn't. They just announced it to the people at home. And
I probably didn't know how that would have affected everybody in the arena. So I'm guessing they really needed to finish out what was going on there. I'm pretty sure it was a really hard decision. They announced that during the broadcast, or was it the next night on Raw?
They announced it during the broadcast.
Oh.
After the Union versus, I think, corporate ministry match or whatever it was. It showed JR and the King sitting there. That's when JR made the announcement.
I wonder how they managed to continue on with
I think Jerry Lawler said it was very, very hard.
I mean, do you know if it happened after the last match or before the final match or what? I'm thinking, man, if they just found out about that would, to me, especially because, you know, you're in the industry, obviously, you're going to get to know people that obviously the fans don't get to know behind the scenes. So seeing that happen, it's like, how would you as a person be affected by that, by knowing somebody that you've known so much throughout the years or whatever backstage as a close personal friend, and then realizing they died? I just think that's so hard to be able to sit out there and be able to try to do your job and be in character when you realize this real life thing has happened and it's affected you. That would just be hard. That would be seriously hard. I don't even know if I could probably stay in character.
Yeah, it happened like way before the show was over. I mean, there's still a few more matches to go, and I mean, and the boys knew about it too. I think first, I think according to Paul Bear's shoot interview, he said something about Bradshaw came in the room, opened the door, and said, "Hey, Owen Hart just fell, and we're not sure if he's gonna make it." And then later on, I think like maybe 30 minutes later, that's when JR made the announcement. And I've always heard he died later on in the hospital, or on the way to the hospital.
Yeah, because I was wondering about that because she was talking like, oh, they knew that he was dead and they kept continuing with it. Blah, 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 blah. I'm just like, oh my God, I did not think he was bashing your breast on the day.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to say something on the matter, but I wasn't sure whether I was correct. My inside sources, me reading into the news to see if it was true or not. So I was like, you know what? It ain't worth arguing with her about it. But at least I know, you know.
Yeah.
Because she was like, oh, he died right then and there, and they just continued on with it. Well, no, it happened later, and I don't know what else to say about it, but she just, I forgot what the topic was, man, she just ragged on it. And I was like, I'm paying class right now, I just want to walk out of it.
You should have put her through the table. No.
Yeah, there was a table nearby, just like, power bomber right through it.
Yeah. Man, Ken coming in dead last in this tournament? No way. Alright, Blanca versus E Honda. Did you play a lot of the Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition for Genesis?
I might have played a little bit of it.
Yeah. I used to play it a lot back in the day.
Holy crap, there's firework Oreos. It's like popping candy pieces inside of Oreo cookies.
Wait, what?
Firework Oreos. Pop like
Oh, yeah.
Pieces. Yeah.
Yeah. And Blanca made a little comeback there. Blanca is the tournament battle champion. Blanca looks a lot more beastly in this game. The Beast versus Beast. Brock Lesnar versus Blanca.
That'd be something to see. Blanca win this much.
Yeah. No, Beast versus Beast. Dan Severn in his prime versus Brock Lesnar. Do you remember Dan Severn?
Yeah, I do. I remember seeing him recently on one of the Attitude Era episodes, and he was standing there, and like Ken Shamrock wanted to start something with him, and he just shook his hand. I remember sometime later when Dan Severn got into wrestling, and that was something.
Yeah. Then he choked out Jim Cornette.
I have. Maybe I saw that something.
He did do that. Not in real life. It was at work, but still.
Oh, okay.
Because he was managing Dan Severn, and he tried to stop Dan Severn from doing something, and Dan Severn, like, he slapped Dan Severn in the face, like, pay attention to me, and that's when he messed up, and Dan Severn put this chokehold or something on him, and Cornette was gone.
Oh, jeez.
Cornette probably said, listen, you stupid mother, and I was like, that's it, shut up, and just choked him out. Oh, pile driver on the concrete. And Ken no-sells it, gets right back up and hits him with the Hadouken. Can Ken totally redeem himself here on Monday Night Raw? Coming up next, Chun-Li versus M. Bison, the man that murdered his father. What about it, Macho Man? Ooh, if he murdered my father, he'd be dead. Oh, yeah. I snap his neck like a Slim Jim. Dig it. I just got through watching the episode, Halloween 94. Macho Man's last appearance on Raw. Last ever appearance in the WWE. And when in the episode, Bob Backlund would not let go of the chicken wing on Lex Luger, and so Macho Man got up from his announcer seat, and the story was he's not supposed to interfere or he could get suspended. He's just an announcer now. So Macho Man interfered and helped Lex Luger, and Macho Man went back to the announce booth and told Vince, "Let me tell you something. It's hard for me to sit in this chair." And that was a shoot because he hated being an announcer. He wanted to wrestle and have a program with Shawn Michaels. And Vince said, well, that's not, or Vince or someone, most likely Vince, said, well, that's a good idea, but right now we're doing a youth movement. We're doing a new generation thing here. It's probably best you don't wrestle as much anymore. We want to usher in all these new guys and give them more time to wrestle. And Macho Man's like, oh, well, I think I'll go get a second opinion if you don't mind. And then that's when he left and went to WCW. DJ's like, what the heck happened? You got whooped. That's what happened. Sagat versus Ballarg. Blarg. Yeah.
So have you thought about giving any thought of getting a PS4 maybe later on down the road or anything?
Yeah, not really. I mean, I used my tax return for more important things, and I didn't really care for a PS4.
Right. I wasn't sure what was going on with that, because I'm like, oh, it'd be cool if we could be PSN friends.
Yeah, well, I don't hardly ever use the PS3 anymore. I just don't. I mean, main thing I use for socializing is Facebook and like Twitter. I get on there sometimes, but Facebook is what I'm on all the time.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It kind of makes me realize why in the world is it that I still have a car? Oh God. Why it is that I still have a cell phone? Because the main thing that I use for communication is like Facebook, and I don't know whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, is this kind of sad that I'm using this? But I mean, I still got my phone, but I don't deal with no contracts anymore. But piss on that. I prepaid, pay like $48 a month, unlimited. I ain't gotta worry about no contract crap, none of that. And knowing how much I use a phone, it wouldn't even be worth it to do any more than that. As long as I could have a way of communication in terms of calling someone or someone calling me in text, that's the only one honestly I really need it for. Now, when I used to work back in the hospital, I used to use my phone to like on my breaks where I would watch something on YouTube or mess around on Facebook or whatever. But if I wasn't playing on a handheld or something like that while I was on my lunch break, like at the PS, PSP, PSP, whatever. But it's like I'm not doing that right now. So I mean, there's really no reason for me to level phone and just have it away for communication and that actually has a good service.
Yeah. Cammy's epic music again. Cammy! DJ, no, no. How about yes, yes, yes? Ooh, Ken versus Bison in the semifinal. This time I did remember to use 3 stars. Alright, Ken beats Bison. Uh-oh. The classic rivalry. Ryu versus Sagat. Tonight, Ravenous Spectre, we got Ryu versus Sagat. What about it? Jerry Lawler. Ryu's just a mere boy, man. He got lucky when he beat Sagat. Tonight, Sagat's gonna show him.
I always loved that whenever JR would just freak out. It sounded like he got caught in the zipper or something, or his underwear was on too tight. All the time.
Oh yeah, yeah, the King, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember the Mae Young and Mark Henry storyline?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Didn't Jerry look like he was about to throw up inside of his crown when she gave birth to a hand?
Well, yeah, something like that, and also, but like, there's the episode, the Valentine's Day episode, where they both go to this hotel clerk and it's like, yeah, we're like the love suite, or okay, would that be 2 separate rooms? And Mark Henry's like, no, man, just gonna be together. Love suite, man, we're gonna get it on. And the clerk's like, okay, yeah, I can do that for you. And gave him the key. Mark Henry's like, let's get it on, let's get it on. And then they're in the hotel room and the lights go out and she's wearing edible panties. And he goes, tutti frutti. And Jared Lawler goes, ah! And they go back to the arena and JR's like, you alright, King? Ah! That was stupid. I don't never got that. Giving birth to a hand. Like, what?
Yeah, it was something disgusting and crazy that WWF had come up with. I guess because knowing she's an old woman and she can't really procreate like you think that she should be able to. She's just giving birth to different parts of a person.
It was so stupid. Pat Patterson or someone, we'll give her a hand.
having that joke on like one of the later Raw episodes. They had somebody dressed up in a hand outfit, and it was like supposed to be the person who was the actual person.
Yeah, I've seen that somewhere. Yeah, Ivory's pretty good. I remember she joined the Righteous Censor. Yeah,
oh, yeah, I remember that.
And Ivory would tell Moolah and Mae Young, talking about, tonight I'm going to beat the metal music out of you, so strap on your Depends. Those are two tough old women, man, I'll tell you that.
Oh, Moolah and Mae Young?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, back when they were putting Mae Young through a table, the Dudley Boys.
Yeah.
Bubba had mentioned before when they ended up having a meeting with her, and we're talking about the things that they were doing or what they were going to do, and they were kind of scared to do it. So they didn't know whether they were going to do the spot or not. And she was like, "Come on, bro, she's like, I can handle it. I can take it." She was all for it. She wanted it to happen.
Yeah.
And Bubba was kind of scared to do it, but I guess he tried to make it look as realistic as possible by trying not to make it seem like he'd kill her or injure her severely, knowing how old she was. But I think that happened. I think it might have happened a couple times with her. I believe she got involved in some different altercations. But man, you're right. She was a tough old woman. She wanted, I guess, even in her old age, she was like, you know what? I still want to feel like I can run around with the big boys. And sure enough, she did as best as she could.
Yeah. And Viscera gave her the big splash, and that's when she had to go into labor. Oh no, she did the splash on Viscera, and that's when she went to labor. Final match. Ken and Ryu, two fellow students and best friends going at it. What about it tonight? Who's gonna win? I don't care, Jared. They both suck, and Ryu got lucky against the guy. We are live here in Jamaica. It's Monday Night Raw. The main event, Ken versus Ryu. What about it? Dang it, I lost Ravenous Spectre. Oh, wait, hello?
Hello?
Oh, you're still there. Okay, I thought you were gone.
No, I'm here.
I thought my phone, never mind. I thought my phone said he hung up. Oh, Ryu wins. That was a close one. Ryu wins. Or as this game says, Ryu. Maybe technically it is Ryu. I don't care. I remember a story Medusa told about being trained by Fabulous Moolah and how she put Fabulous Moolah to airplane spin, and Fabulous Moolah goes, "Put me down! You don't take an old woman and spin her like that. Put me down!" And started pulling her hair and slapping her. And went to pin her. She went to pin her and slapped her in the face again. And then in the locker room, walked up to her and slapped her again. Who do you think you are? You don't do that to me. And then like a few seconds, Medusa just standing there, like wanted to hit her back, but at the same time, it was holding back. And but then Moolah smiled at her and said, "You're going to make it in this business. You're going to be all right," and then walked out.
That's funny.
All right, well, that is the end of this live stream of Super Street Fighter 2. And, yeah, so probably here in a few days or so, I may do Street Fighter 2 Turbo Live on ST2K with my friend Brian, if he's able to join in commentary. And so, yeah, thank you, Nick, for joining us in the chat room, and thank you, RavenousSpectre, for joining me in commentary.
Sure.
All right, guys, see you later. I'm Ronmower. God bless and take care.
Adios.